Let's take a journey through one of the most powerful empires in history, the British Empire. This is the story of how a small island nation built an empire so big, they said, "The sun never sets on it." From its rise to its impact on the world, we'll explore how it changed history. The story begins in the late 1500s. England, a small kingdom in Europe, wasn't the superpower we know today. But things were changing. The age of exploration was in full swing. Countries like Spain and Portugal were out there, claiming lands, making riches, and building empires. England didn't want to be left out. In 1588, something big happened. The English defeated the Spanish Armada. This was a turning point. England became a major sea power, and with that came the chance to expand. Soon they were setting up colonies in North America and the Caribbean. By the 1700s, the British Empire was growing fast. They had colonies in the Americas, the West Indies, Africa, and India. But this wasn't just about land. The British were also dominating trade. The East India Company, a private trading company, became a huge player. They weren't just trading spices and tea. They were taking over territories, especially in India. By the 1800s, Britain controlled most of the Indian subcontinent. The Industrial Revolution also gave the British a boost. Factories and new technology made them rich and powerful. This allowed them to expand even more, claiming lands in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. By the 19th century, the British Empire was at its peak. It was the largest empire in history, ruling over a quarter of the world's population. Think about that. 1 in 4 people on Earth lived under British rule. London became the center of the world. The British controlled trade routes, and goods from all over the empire flowed into the city. Cotton from India, sugar from the Caribbean, and gold from Africa. But there was another side to this story. The empire wasn't just about trade and wealth. It was about power and control. In many places, the British took land from local people, forced their laws, and sometimes their culture. Not everyone was happy being under British rule. Around the world, people started fighting back. In India, the Sepoy Rebellion of 1857 was a big uprising against British control. Though it didn't succeed, it showed the world that people wanted their freedom. In Africa, leaders like Shaka Zulu in the south and the Mau Mau in Kenya resisted British rule. In Ireland, a long struggle for independence started in the 1800s and continued into the 20th century. The British often used force to keep control, which left deep scars in many countries. By the 20th century, the British Empire was starting to fall apart. 2 world wars drained Britain's wealth and resources. After World War II, Britain was weaker than ever, and colonies started demanding independence. In 1947, India and Pakistan became independent. This was a huge blow to the empire, as India had been its crown jewel. Over the next few decades, more and more colonies gained their freedom, from Africa to the Caribbean. By the 1990s, the British Empire was basically gone. What remained was the Commonwealth, a group of independent countries with historic ties to Britain. The British Empire left a big mark on the world. On the positive side, it spread ideas like democracy, English as a global language, and modern infrastructure like railways. But it also caused a lot of pain: colonial exploitation, wars, and the loss of local cultures. Even today, countries like India, South Africa, and Australia still feel the effects of British rule. The empire's history is complex. It's a mix of innovation and oppression, progress and pain. As we look back, the British Empire teaches us big lessons about power, greed, and resilience. It shows how one nation can rise to global power, but also how that power can crumble. The British Empire may be gone, but its story continues to shape the modern world. Thank you for watching this documentary. If you liked this, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video.